So I set out then to write All Rise. It's a 12-movement progression of the things that we go through to attain a consciousness. And it's each movement is designed to elicit an emotion and a feel, and it's inside of a step of life.
Mr. Wynton, thank you for being here with us.
It's my pleasure.
So we're just hoping we could just ask you a couple questions today, and just try to reflect on this work that you're doing, that the community's doing, and maybe just capture some of your thoughts, some of your energy behind this work. That would be amazing.
Well, All Rise was commissioned by the New York Philharmonic. Kurt Mazur is the conductor, and when we met, he's the one who gave me the idea to write music for a symphonic orchestra. I met him when I was in my late 20s, and he said, "Friend, will you compose a piece for the New York Philharmonic?" And I started to laugh, actually, because I had not even written for a big band.
From the very first time I entered the Hancher Auditorium to begin rehearsing for this great work and composition by Wynton Marsalis, I was floored, I was knocked off my feet, I was completely amazed at the sound of this aggregation of students, undergraduate and graduate students from University of Iowa, and community singers. Their diction, their energy, the correct notes they were singing, everything was just absolutely splendiferous.
We started preparing the choruses right at the very beginning of the semester, right from the very first rehearsals that we had early in the semester. Andre spoke with us in the maybe late summer, and from that moment on, we knew that this was something we really wanted to do. So right from the very get-go, we started rehearsing this piece quite intensely. When you are a singer and you have to tackle any kind of any music that's new to you, that's in a different style you're not used to, you grow as a musician and as a singer. And if they can sing something like this, then the next thing they do that's different, first of all, they're going to approach it in a way that maybe has less trepidation, and they're going to be more confident as they go after those other opportunities.
I realized when we first got this music, I was so overwhelmed, but finding those notes, those atonal notes, was really hard for me. But once we got it down, it was really fun from there. That challenge is something that I really appreciate as a musician, because without challenges, you're not really able to grow. And if you stick through those challenges, as a musician, you get so many more opportunities.
All Rise is challenging. I think all of us got the music and were intimidated, but as I got to know the piece, it's an extraordinary work. Just a ton of range stylistically and expressively, and just an incredible opportunity for everyone to both show off our virtuosity, but also our collaboration. I think there's a really cool opportunity for everybody to do their hardest, most expressive stuff, but also to play together.
Raise your hands and praise the Lord, hallelujah. Raise your voice and praise the Lord, oh hallelujah.
And here, all of us from slightly different areas of our professional careers or whatever get to hang out with these people who inspire us to play better. I mean, they're tight, they're in tune, they have these gorgeous colors of sound, and it's making the Orchestra Iowa people dig deep, and we want to make him smile. We want to do all the stuff. We want to give him the dynamics and the accents and the enthusiasm, and the choir's reaching down and they're trying to give him the characters that he's asking for. And it's really good for all of us, and hopefully it's good for the Lincoln Center jazz people too.
Well, first of all, getting a chance to play with this orchestra is amazing. It's been a wonderful experience. The technical proficiency of all the musicians, plus their willingness to really try to come towards us, and for us to try to come to them. It's been fantastic. Do with the chorus at the same time. It's been a great experience.
thinking about collaboration, thinking about community, you've worked with some world-class ensembles, you know, New York Phil, LA Phil, went to the Czech Republic to do this. And on this current tour, you're working with some very local regional outfits. Right. You know, you were just in Ann Arbor, you're here in Iowa City. What is that? What's the value of that to you? What does it mean to you?
Well, I'm from Kenner, Louisiana. Right, I grew up in towns, segregated towns in the South: Opelousas, Breaux Bridge, Hanson City, Little Falls, Louisiana, then Kenner, which was like a big city compared to those other places, then New Orleans. And I love things are, everything is local. What Tip O'Neill said, all politics are local. Everything is local. And I think that you have great people everywhere. I think of all the great teachers I had, all of the things I learned in country places, man. You go to some of these places and you'd be like, And because a city is bigger, because there are more people, because there's more infrastructure, it doesn't mean the message is deeper, you know? And I love to be just around people and talking. And I love to be in places where people are striving for something and carry information. So a university town where kids are, a university where some kids are, and they're being educated and miseducated in their school system. It's important to be a part of their education.
Well, I hope we do continue to try to do outreaches like this, because as I said, it's really good for the students. I mean, imagine the choir. Not all of them are music majors. I was thinking, oh my gosh, how are they getting their homework done this week? I know that would have been really hard for me to have 6 nights in a row where I'm in rehearsal. But at the same time, they're in-depth working with Wynton Marsalis and his people and with us, and getting this chance to see this project come together from how do we learn this to, the orchestra sounds different than the piano. And it just brings us closer together, and new friendships are made. And even if you don't end up being a music major or whatever, it ends up, I remember that time when I sang in Hancher or I played with. And I think projects like this are really great for the students, for the community. You know, we get all the people that are going to come see their kids sing, right?
I mean, Hancher is sort of the big house here on campus. So, you know, this is the big place to perform, and getting an opportunity to do it with an orchestra and with jazz at Lincoln Center. I mean, this is what Hancher's all about, I guess, is getting those students an opportunity to be able to do this sort of stuff. Bringing 200 people together is kind of a big deal, especially when, you know, it's such a broad, I mean, you got professional musicians, and then you got a professional orchestra here in Iowa, and then you have UI students. It's like getting all that together. It's kind of a big deal, and you know, collaboration is sort of a big thing here.
Jazz at Lincoln Center, playing on stage with them is an unbelievable opportunity. Like, just being able to play with some of the best people in the world at what they do. I love playing with Orchestra Iowa. I love my colleagues. All of us are lifted up by this group. They're unbelievable players. I'm getting to sit right in front of these sax players who are just unbelievable. So being able to live in their sound and express with them is just unreal.
And you've been to Iowa City a number of times. You know, you've been had so many collaborations with the University of Iowa and Hancher. Right. What has that meant for you on this journey?
Man, a lot. I love Hancher. You know, I started coming in the 80s. The first thing that I could find on the record was 1989, but I'm sure I played before that. And you know, Chuck was here. I remember signing autographs for people in the old Hancher, and Chuck was not, he was just working here then. And he was handing me the program that I was signing it. We were both kind of youngish. He was a little older than me, maybe. I was maybe 25 or 24, and he was maybe 31, you know, something age like that.
Hancher brings in world-class musicians, world-class performers. This is an absolutely unique chance, an opportunity for our singers to perform music by a living composer who's not only a living composer, but one of the greatest jazz musicians in the world. And he has written the piece, and he's actually performing with them as well. And for the singers to be able to experience that, experience performing with Wynton Marsalis himself, with the Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra, one of the great jazz ensembles here in the United States, And to do it here in Iowa City, Iowa, we're not going to New York to do it. We're doing it here in Iowa City, which is a real feather in the cap of Hancher and of the university as well.
Marsalis takes us on a journey of understanding why we all need to take a stand, why we all need to rise, why we should not allow the vicissitudes of life and politics and things that could be negative influence us, but how we can come together with one sound and be a great choralier amongst a large group of singers to say that we all need to take a stand and rise. And each and every time I'm able to come to the podium, sit in a rehearsal, watch on the sidelines with the score in hand, I'm humbled, I'm honored, and I remember that I too have to make sure that I reach forward to someone that may be receiving some type of inspiration from me to do the same that I have received from my mentor, Wynton Marsalis. I am better because of it, and I'm able to stand, perform, and function in the platforms and doors that I do on a regular basis because someone believed in me.
We're all seeing it. And you have to be a powerful advocate for something that's real. Like I always tell people, I taught you, I will teach your kids, and you have teachers all over here teaching your kids who are doing this, and a lot of people are doing stuff, they're not even being paid for it. They do it. They believe in that. Let's go. Hey, you know, we got to invest in our communities, not with lip service, not with something to the black folks down so-and-so that you're not ever going to see. You have to invest in it. You have to invest in it.
Indeed.
You know, and that's just how these cycles go.
It's such a great concept that even if you use it in a negative way, it as a concept is still profound. So when y'all are singing that, it's about, yeah, we abuse these people, but the same message of healing applies to us still, because that's the nature of a healing. It has to be sung with a certain intensity. And I know we're in very commercial times, and it's difficult. Just evoke whatever that is in your memory, whatever you believe in. If you don't believe in God, don't think about God. If you believe in money, think about money and sing to that. It doesn't matter what you sing to. It has to have something that has meaning to you.